Today, we are going to be reading probably one of the most devious stories that is out there to date that I know of. Personally. And that is Borrasca.
Bum bum bum.
Today, for with a grain of salt, episode 6, we'll be reading our first. I don't know if this counts as a creepypasta, but it is.
Um, I think it's technically a creepypasta because it's in the area of creepypastas where it was people just making creepy internet stories.
It was originally uploaded to creepy r slash creepypasta, if that counts, and then later made into a book. Later added more parts, you know, all the
Mm,
above. So a successful author. C.K. Walker, she's pretty well known in the creepypasta, but Borrasca is definitely one of her more traumatic books, if you will. Anyways, let's hop into it. It's a long story, but one you've never heard before. This story is about a place that dwells on the mountain, a place where bad things happen, and you may think you know the bad things. You may decide you have it all figured out, but you don't, because the truth is worse than monsters or men. At first, I was upset when they told me we were moving to some little town in the Ozarks. I remember staring at my dinner plate when I listened to my sister throw a temper tantrum unbenefiting of a 14-year-old honor student. She cried, she pleaded, and then she cursed my parents. She threw a bowl at my dad and told him it was all his fault. Mom told Whitney to calm down, but she stormed off, slamming every door in the house on the way to her room.
typical.
Typical woman. Typical woman.
Whoa. But makes sense for a 14-year-old not to want to leave, especially for some podunk town.
Bro was just sitting there trying to enjoy his asparagus.
Man, mom made Brussels sprouts and we're moving. My life sucks.
Over here, while fucking MC's just like, oh, what the fuck up, Kim? Or his sister,
Whitney, thank you.
Whitney, my bad.
It's Whitney. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of Donald Trumps in this story. Okay.
I'll let you give one character a Donald Trump.
I'll do. Okay. I have the character in mind. I'll do Donnie for one character, and he's only a very small role. Very small. Can be huge.
Alright. I secretly blame my dad as well. I heard the whispers too. My dad had done something wrong, something bad, and the sheriff's department had reassigned him to some little out-of-the-way county to save face. My parents didn't want me to know that, but I did. I was 9, so it didn't take me long to warm up to the idea of a change. It was like an adventure. A new house, a new school, new friends. Whitney, of course, felt the opposite. Moving to a new school at her age is hard. Moving away from her new boyfriend, however, was even harder. While the rest of us packed up our things and said our goodbyes, Whitney sulked and cried and threatened to run away from home. But a month later, when we pulled up to our new house in Drisking, Missouri, she was sitting right next to me texting viciously on her phone. Thankfully, we moved over the summer and I had months of free time to explore the town. When Dad started his new job at the sheriff's office, Mom drove us around the city, commenting on this and that. The city was much smaller than St. Louis, but a lot nicer. There was no bad areas, and the entire town looked like something you'd see on a postcard. Drisking was built in a mountain valley surrounded by healthy forest land with walking trails and crystal clear lakes. I was 9. It was a summer, and this was heaven.
Honestly, yeah. If I was like, especially a boy, and 9, and it was summer break and we're moving, that's like the most peak time to move. Like, yeah, you're losing all your old friends, but like,
It's like
man, I
going
wonder
on
what this new
permanent
area is.
vacation.
Uh-huh.
Nothing wrong with a little permanent vacation.
Especially like a mountain valley.
We'd only been living in Drisking a week or so when our next door neighbor came to introduce themselves, Mr. and Mrs. Landy, and their 10-year-old son, Kyle. While our parents talked and drank mimosas, I watched the While our parents talked and drank mimosas, I watched the Landy's lanky, red-haired son hung out in the doorway, shyly eyeing the PS2 in the living room. Dude, oh, it's a perfect time to make friends. You got a PS2? The fuck?
Uh, do you play?
I asked. He shrugged. Not really.
Do you wanna? I just got Tekken 4.
Um, Kyle glanced at his mom, who had just handed her third mimosa. Yeah, sure.
Third mimosa is
The
crazy,
third
by the way.
mimosa. How long has this
These,
kid been standing in the
these people just
doorway?
met. These people just met. They literally went one mimosa, two, third mimosa.
Like that had to be quick succession. Like how long has that kid been standing there?
Yeah, like it took them 3 mimosas for that one kid to be like, "Do you want to just play my PlayStation 2?"
You wanna, you wanna get away from the parents? It looks like mom's talking
They're
about controversial things again and their unsuccessful marriages.
Yeah, we should get out of here.
Let's go play Tekken 4.
Let's go play Tekken 4.
Yeah, man. After that afternoon, with the ease and simplicity of our age, Kyle and I became best friends. We spent the cool summer mornings outside exploring the Ozarks and the hot afternoons in my living room playing the PS2. He introduced me to the only other kid in the neighborhood our age, a skinny, quiet girl named Kimber Desrato. I might have just butchered that terribly, but Kimber Desrato. She was shy but friendly and always up for anything. Kimber kept up with us so well that she quickly became the third wheel on our tricycle. Alright. Try. You were alright.
Okay, we ball.
I mean, are you trying to? Nah, I'm not
As long as I
insinuating
get shotgun.
something like that. With my dad at work all the time, my mom consumed her new friendships, and my sister locked in a room all day. The summer was ours to take, and take it we did. Kyle and Kimber showed me where all the best hiking trails were, with lakes were the best and most accessible by bike, and where the best stores were in town. By the time the first day of school rolled around in September, I knew I was home. On the last Saturday before school started, Kyle and Kimber told me they were going to take me somewhere special, somewhere we hadn't been yet. The Triple Tree.
The what?
The Triple Tree.
I mean, I get I get it, but like, what is a triple tree?
This is gonna sound like a crazy assumption, but hear me out.
Is it?
It might be a tree that looks like there's 3 of them. I just saying. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. Let's think here. I could be wrong.
What's a triple tree?
I asked.
It's a totally awesome, totally huge treehouse out in the woods.
Kyle said excitedly.
Whatever, Kyle. Come on, you guys. If there was a freaking treehouse, you would have shown it to me already.
Nuh-uh. We would've. We wouldn't have. Kyle shook his head.
There's a ceremony for first timers and everything.
Kimber nodded eagerly in agreement, her dark orange curls bouncing off her tiny shoulders.
Yep, it's true, Sam. If you enter the treehouse without proper ceremony, oh, I fucked that voice hard.
Nah, I was sticking with it, dude. You said you were working on it, and I was.
Yeah, I had no thought process into it, and I just went with the flow, and that was bad. Yep, I like this one. Okay, I'm ready. Yep, it's true, Sam. If you enter the treehouse without the proper ceremony, you'll disappear, and then you'll die. What's wrong? That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
It was great. It was great. It was great.
That sounds like the, hey, I forgot to tell you, Grandma's making stew tonight. Fuck yeah. That's kind of my inspiration, okay?
My face fell. Now I knew they were making fun of me.
That's a
Hold on.
that's a lie. You guys are lying to me.
No, we're not.
Kimber insisted.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
show you. We'll just have to get a knife for the ceremony
Oh,
and
wait,
we'll
is
go.
that? I think that's me.
Is it? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was Kyle. It was Kyle. That was Kyle.
Sure.
Kyle sounds like a motherfucker that had to get a knife. Alright.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
What? Why do you need a knife? Is it a blood ceremony?
I
No
whispered.
way! No way!
Kimber promised.
You just say some words and carve your name into the triple tree.
Yep. It takes like 1 minute.
Kyle agreed.
And it's really cool treehouse?
I asked.
Oh yeah.
Kyle promised.
Okay. I guess I'll do it then.
Kyle insisted on using the same knife he used during his own ceremony, but we paid a price to get it. Miss Landy just happened to be home with her youngest son Parker, and despite Kyle's many obligations, his mother insisted he be 6 years old. Hold on. He take his 6-year-old brother with him.
He be 6 years old.
He be 6 years old.
Mom, we're gonna go to the treehouse. It's only for older kids. Parker can't go.
This is his mother, I think.
I don't care if you're going to see the Exorcist movie marathon. You're taking your brother with you. I need a break, Kyle. Can't you understand that? I'm sure your friends don't mind. Right? Oh, fuck.
No.
Listen, I'm thinking
She
this is
put-
like a script. I'm thinking this is like a script.
Dude,
read.
you're fine. If there is some words that are just small, don't even worry about it. Just skip, just skip over it. Like, Kyle promised. I asked. Kyle agreed. We can just skip that, alright?
My bad.
No, you're alright.
Okay. No, not it. Alright, this is the. No, not at all.
No,
I do like.
sorry,
You want me to?
I'm lost too. Just restart with I don't care.
Okay, then. I don't care if you're going to see the Exorcist movie marathon. You're taking your brother with you. I need a break, Kyle. Can't you understand that? And I'm sure your friends don't mind.
She flashed Kimber and me a challenging look.
Right? No, not at all.
Kimber said, and I nodded in agreement. Kyle made a loud, dramatic sigh and called his brother.
Parker, put your shoes on. We're leaving now.
I met the youngest Landy several times before and found that he was as unlike his older brother in looks as in disposition. Where Kyle was a wild, excitable fireball with hair to match, I found Parker to be anxious, fidgety boy with small eyes and dark brown hair. Ugh,
Such an insult. You got
that,
small eyes, kid.
that's wild. You got small
Such an
eyes.
insult.
I was more thinking of the fact that they don't look like each other at all and they're brothers.
That happens, man. Me and my brothers don't look alike. It really is weird though that like he's not really like questioning that they have to like do this ceremony and that like dying is just normal.
You're kids, bro. You're wild. You're down for anything.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna just believe someone when they tell me that if I don't carve my name and say the proper shit before entering the treehouse, that I'm gonna disappear and die.
Mm-hmm.
Like that don't. I would be like, that don't make no sense.
We got on our bikes and made our way to a lesser-known hiking trail a few miles away. I asked before where the trail led, and we'd ridden across it several weeks before, and Kyle had given me the underwhelming answer of, "Nowhere interesting." We pulled up to trail ahead and leaned our bikes against the wooden signpost which read, "West Rim Prescott or Trail."
Why are so many trails around here named Prescott?
I asked.
Is this Prescott Mountain or something?
Kimber laughed.
No, dummy. It's because of the Prescotts. You know, the family that lives in the mansion up on Fairmount. Mr. Prescott and son Jimmy. They own like half the businesses in town.
More than half.
Kyle agreed.
Which ones? Does he own the GameStop? The store in the Drisking I really cared about.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one.
God damn, I'm
You're
butchering.
getting locked up in the voices. You got this, cousin.
I don't know about that one.
Kyle wound a lock around the 4 bikes and clicked the bar into place, then spun the numbers on the dial.
But like the hardware store, the pharmacy, Glitton's on Second, and the newspaper. Did they start this town?
I asked. Oh, just give it.
Oh, I'm excited.
Nah, mining started the town. I think they...
I want to go home.
Parker had been so quiet, I'd forgotten he was there.
You can't go home. Kyle rolled his eyes. Mom said I had to bring you. Now come on. It's only like a 2-mile walk.
I want to take my bike.
Parker answered.
Too bad. We're going off trail.
I don't want to go. Don't stay with the bikes.
Don't be such a wussy.
I'm not. Kyle, be nice.
Kimber hissed.
He's only 5. I'm 6.
Parker objected.
I'm sorry. I can't do this stuff. Fuck yeah. Sorry, that's the only way I can get into the
Fuck
voice,
yeah.
man. Fuck yeah. I'm sorry. You're 6.
Kimber smiled at him.
Alright, fine. You can hold your hand if he wants, but he's coming.
Kyle turned and started up the trail. Parker's face fell into undignified frown, but when the charming Kimber stuck her hand out and wiggled her fingers at him, he took it. Kyle was right. It wasn't a long walk, only a half-mile down the trail, and then another half-mile hike on a well-tread path up the mountain. It was a steep climb, though, and by the time we got to the treehouse, I was winded.
What do you think?
Kyle asked excitedly.
It's...
I studied the tree as I caught my breath.
It's pretty awesome!
I smiled, and it was. They hadn't lied. The treehouse was the biggest I'd ever seen. It had multiple rooms, and there were actual curtains in the windows. A sign above the door said, Ambercott Fort. A rope ladder hung below the threshold, missing several planks.
I'm going up first,
Yelled Parker, but Kimber caught his arm.
Yep, you have to do the ceremony first, or you'll disappear.
She reminded him.
That'll be fine with me.
Kyle grumbled. I was eager to get into the fort myself.
Give me the knife.
I held out my hand. Kyle smiled and dug the switchblade out of his pocket.
There's some space in the back to carve your name.
I opened up the knife, walked around the tree, looking for an empty spot. There were so many names on the tree that I had to crouch down and look near the bottom, since I couldn't reach any higher. I spotted both Kyle and Kimber's carvings on the tree, and I finally found a spot I liked near the ladder. I bit my tongue and carved Sam W. into a blank piece of bark underneath someone named Paul S. Parker. Went next, but had so much trouble with the knife that Kyle had to do it for him. Okay, so he had to put... Hold on. So right there we got our character's name, Sam W. Paul S. Parker. We have...
Paul S. It's not Paul S. Parker. It's Paul S. Period. Parker went next, but he had so much trouble.
Oh, okay.
I got you, dog.
Weirdos.
It's okay.
Alright, let's go.
I ran over to the rope ladder.
Wait,
Kyle yelled.
you have to say the words first. Oh yeah, okay, what are they?
Kimber sang them out.
Underneath the triple tree, there is a man who waits for me. And should I go or should I stay? My fate's the same either way.
I definitely tell you were holding back the should I go or should I stay?
Should I stay or should I go now?
That's creepy.
I said.
What does it mean?
Kimber shrugged.
No one knows. It's just tradition.
Okay, can you say it one more time slower?
Once Parker and I had recited the poem, we were ready to go. I climbed the rope ladder first and took stock of my new surroundings. The treehouse was more or less empty, just a dirty rug here and there, and some trash, old soda cans, beer cans, and fast food wrappers. I went room to room, 4 in total, and found nothing of real interest until the last one. An old mattress lay in the corner and piles of musty, ripped clothing scattered on the floor.
Did a hobo live here?
I asked.
Nah, this room's been like this for as long as I can remember,
Kyle said with the doorway behind me.
It smells gross,
I said. Kimber walked up to the threshold, but refused to go any further.
It's not the smell that freaks me out. It's that...
She pointed up to the ceiling, and I raised my eyes to read what was written there. Road to the gates of Hell, mile marker 1.
What does that mean? It's just older kids being dicks,
Kyle said.
Come on, I'll show you the best part of the treehouse.
We walked back to the first room, and Parker looked up at us and smiled, pointing down to what he clumsily carved into the wooden floor.
Art.
Kyle read.
That's hilarious, Parker.
He rolled his eyes, but his little brother didn't pick up on the sarcasm and smiled proudly. Oh, am I the immature one? That was pretty funny.
Okay. Can we talk about the fact that this is a 4-room treehouse?
That shit's baller.
Either those rooms are either tiny or that's a big treehouse.
Yeah. Kimber sat down on the floor next to Parker, and I sat on his other side. Kyle took the knife from his other brother and then walked across the room and wedged the blade between two planks of wooded wall. He pushed and holy fuck. He pushed the board, gave opening a smell. Secret compartment in the wall. Kyle took something out and pushed the plank back in until it was flush with the others. Check it
You
out.
got through it. I'm proud
Hell
of
yeah.
you.
Hell yeah. Check it out. He turned around and proudly held up 2 cans of Miller Lite beer. Whoa, I said.
Ew, warm beer? That's not Kimber. Ew, warm beer? That's gross. How'd you even know it was there?
Bill Sanders told me. Are we gonna drink? Are we gonna?
What the fuck?
Are we gonna?
What the fuck? Where am I at?
Are we gonna drink it?
I asked.
Hell yeah, we're gonna drink it.
Kyle came and sat down in our circle, popped open the first beer and offered it to Kimber. She eyed it like she was trying to hand her a dirty diaper. Hold on. So, how many is fucking... Oh, 2 cans, my bad. I was about to say, how many was in there?
Come on, Kimmy.
Don't call me that.
She yelled at him and then reluctantly took the open beer. She smelled it and made a face, then pinched her nose and took a small swig. Kimber shuddered.
Ugh. That was the grossest thing. Oh fuck, I can't read.
I like to imagine that's exactly how she reacted to drinking how old of beer.
Warm beer sitting in a treehouse was just ugh. That was even fuck yeah. That was even grosser than I imagined.
Exactly.
I don't want any. I'll tell Mom.
Parker said quickly as the beer passed in front of him to me.
Good, 'cause you won't get any, Kyle promised. And you won't tell Mom shit.
Damn.
Damn, I could imagine he was like, fuck, flinching.
And you won't
With
tell
like the
Mom
beer in
shit.
one hand.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll beat you like Dad does Mom.
Don't ask why that's there.
I put on my best poker face and took a long, deep swallow of the warm beer before I had a chance to smell it. It was a poor decision, and when I retched, the foul yellow liquid went all over my shirt.
Oh man, now I'm gonna smell like beer.
We spent the next hour and a half drinking the 2 cans of Miller Lite, and after a while the taste grew more tolerable. I couldn't tell if I was becoming a man or actually getting drunk. I hoped it was the former. When the last drop of beer was consumed, we spent 20 minutes trying to determine if we were drunk. Kyle assumed us that he was wasted, while Kimber wasn't sure. I didn't think I was, but I failed all of our drunk tests. Kimber was in the middle of reciting the alphabet backwards when a loud, metallic grinding suddenly pierced the calm mountain air like a gunshot. Kimber stopped talking and we spent a few minutes staring at each other, waiting for the noise to end. Parker curled into Kimber and put his hand over his ears. After what seemed like 10 whole minutes, the sound ended as suddenly as it had begun.
What was that?
I asked, and Parker mumbled something into Kimber's sweatshirt.
Do you guys know?
I tried again. Kimber stared at her feet as she crossed and uncrossed them.
Well? It's nothing, Kyle answered finally. We heard it sometimes in town. It's not a big deal. It's just louder up here. But what's making that sound?
Borrasca.
Kimber whispered without taking her eyes off her feet.
Who's that?
I asked.
Not who. Where?
Kyle answered.
It's a place. Another town? No, it's just a place in the woods. Oh, bad things happen.
Oh,
Bad things happen there.
Kimber said, more to herself than me.
Like what?
Bad things.
Kimber repeated.
Yeah, don't ever try to find it, dude.
Kyle said behind me.
Or bad things will happen to you too. But like, what bad things?
I turned around. Kyle shrugged and Kimber stood up and walked over to the rope ladder.
We
We
bet.
better go. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Grandma's making stew tonight.
Sorry, I can't get into it without doing it, bro. I lose it every time.
We better go. I have to get home to my mom.
She said. We climbed down the ladder one by one and started the walk back to the trailhead in the unfamiliar silence. I was dying of curiosity about Borrasca, but couldn't decide if and what to ask about it.
So, who lives there? Where?
Kyle asked.
Borrasca.
The skinned man.
Parker answered. Kyle laughed.
Only babies believe that. Like men who were skinned? Like their skin is gone?
I asked excitedly.
Like their whole body is just exposed?
Sorry, he said excitedly. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what some kids say. Most of us stopped believing in that, though, when we turned double digits,
Kyle said. I looked back at Kimber, who was still 9, like me, but she was starting down the hill, ignoring us. That seemed to be the end of the conversation. By the time we reached our bikes, the awkwardness was gone and we were giggling, trying to decide if we were too drunk to bike home.
That's so like,
One beer, bro. One beer.
that's so kiddish, yeah, for 2 beers between 3 kids. To be like, we're so drunk, I bet we can't even ride our bikes home.
That's funny because I remember times of getting so drunk I actually couldn't ride my bike home. Those are the great days. School started 2 days later, and I completely forgotten about Borrasca. When my dad pulled up to the curb to drop me off that morning, he locked the doors before I could get out. Not so fast. Hold on, no. Not so fast, he laughed. As your father, I get the privilege of getting you a hug and telling you to have a good first day of school.
But Dad, I gotta go meet Kyle by the flag before first bell.
And you will, but give me a hug first. In a few years, you'll be driving yourself to school. Let me be your dad while I still can.
Fine.
I said, exasperated, and leaned over to give my dad a quick hug. Thank you. Now go meet your friend. Your mother will be meeting here to pick you up at 3:40.
I know, Dad. Why can't I take the bus like Whitney?
When you're 12, you can take the bus. He smiled and unlocked the doors. Until then, I get to drop you off in the mornings. If you think I'd make you look cooler, you can ride in the back seat behind the cage.
Dad, just don't.
I threw the door open of his cruiser before he could say any more and ran, and he laughed behind me. Kyle was already waiting for me at the flagpole and found Kimber too.
Dude,
Hold on, nope.
dude, you almost missed the bell.
He yelled when he saw me.
I know, sorry.
Whose class you in?
Kimber asked. She was wearing a red sweater and leggings with frogs on. Her curly orange hair was brushed into ringlets, and her lips were pink and shiny. She never looked prettier, and I was surprised to realize I never really seen Kimber as a girl.
Ah, Mr. Diamonds.
Me too.
Lucky.
Kyle scoffed.
I'm in Miss Ted.
What the fuck is that name?
Teverities?
Shut the fuck up.
Only 2 fourth grade teachers, and I get the crappy one.
Kimber grimaced.
Yeah, my mom had her when she was a kid.
What's wrong?
What's wrong with... What the fuck?
What's wrong with her? What did she say?
Just that she's strict and gives out homework on the weekends.
On the weekends? Fuck!
I got this.
Oh.
Excuse me, Mr. Landy.
I immediately recognized the tall man had suddenly appeared, the white-faced Kyle.
So sorry, sir, I didn't. Dang.
Kimber giggled.
I'm sure you did.
He nodded.
Hi, Sheriff Clary.
Even though I only met him a few times, I liked my dad's boss, and he liked me.
Wait, Sammy. Hold up. Making him a Trump. It's very good. Well, Sammy. Are you excited for your first day? Sheriff
Hang on.
Clary, I got you. Ready for this? I'll take over for a bit.
No,
Sheriff Clary.
Hang on. No, pause. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry.
I'm invested, and I will.
Oh, I need it.
I look like a pud. Tell your DoorDashers suck my nut. I don't know if this is TMI, but I want her to suck
Okay.
only one nut. but
No,
it's gotta
because I guess the fucking DoorDasher got the order, but then McDonald's hasn't gotten the order. So it's like now the DoorDasher is just fucking standing there, and it's like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. Like, she can see my order.
Mhm.
Alright, anyway.
Where we start.
Yeah, you're
It's-
at, well, hello, Sammy.
Well, hello, Sammy. Are you excited for your first day?
Sheriff clearly crossed his arms in front of him and widened his stance imposingly, but gave me a wide smile.
Yes, sir.
I said and added lamely,
What are you doing here?
I'm giving a presentation in 5th and 6th grade. I'm giving a presentation to the 5th and 6th graders about safety when walking to and from school.
Yeah, he gives it every year.
Kyle muttered.
Cool.
I smiled. Sheriff Curley nodded at me and then turned and walked away. I looked around, confused.
Where's Kimber? She took off. She's annoyingly on time to everything.
And as if to illustrate this point, the bell rang. We both ran up the stairs and inside. I walked into class and saw that Kimber had saved me a spot next to her at the back. Mr. Diamond, a short, round man of 40 or so, nodded at me when I came in.
Mr. Walker, I presume?
Yeah, that's me.
I mumbled as I rushed past him to the desk next to Kimber.
Welcome to Dorskang Elementary. And as for the rest of you, welcome back. Go Grizzlies.
The class echoed a reluctant and subdued "Go
Go
Grizzlies."
Grizzlies.
On three. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Go,
Go
Grizzlies. Okay,
Grizzlies.
you know what? I'm done talking to you. Anyway. Kimber introduced me to the other kids in the class throughout the morning. Most of them were nice and sort of underwhelmed by me. They said
Hey.
their hellos and asked where I was from, and the conversations usually ended with an unimpressed, "Okay." A group of girls who sat near the front looks at us all morning and snickered. I asked Kimber who they were, and she just shrugged. During our second break, they came up and talked to me.
Are you friends with Kimber Distrato?
A tall, dark-haired girl asked me. Yeah, I answered and looked over at Kimber. She was watching me with worried eyes.
Are you related to her?
No?
I didn't think so because you don't have orange hair.
I didn't know what to say to that.
You know you don't have to be friends with her.
She said the second girl with oddly round face.
I want to be friends with her.
A third girl behind the other two snorted. She had pretty auburn hair and a rude upturned nose. Fucking pig.
Well, if you do, you're gonna be in the ugly kid group.
The first girl warned.
And once you're in that group, you can't leave it. Ever.
Better than the bitch group, I said.
Rude nose and round face gasped and dark hair smiled.
We'll see.
She said, and the three returned to their corner of the room. I sat back down next to Kimber, feeling like a badass. It was the first time I ever used a swear word in front of anybody other than Kyle.
This kid is definitely riding the high of his life. Stood up in front of the girl he thinks is pretty for the first time. I'm Billy Badass. I said a swear word cool.
Matter of fact, I just called a group of bitches a bitch. You know what? When you call a bitch for the first time, I think that is a high. I understand
Dude,
Wiz Khalifa
the first time some bitch tried to flip out on me on public, and I was just like, "Shut up, bitch," and I walked away, and she just did nothing because she had no response. I
It felt
had
like an
so much
explosion went
power.
off behind you, and you put on your
I had
sunglasses.
so much power because I just said, "Shut up, bitch," and walked away. Oh, it was beautiful.
Alright, Kimber.
What'd they say to you?
Kimber asked nervously.
They said you're too pretty to be near them, and that you make them look gross, so we have to stay away from them.
Liar.
Hold on, that was
Kimber,
bad. That was bad. That was bad.
Fuck yeah. Grandma's making stew tonight. Liar.
Kimber answered, but I could tell she was smiling. We met Kyle in the cafeteria at lunch, and he had nothing but bad things to say about this morning. Miss Turbidity was old and mean, and she made everyone come up and say something about themselves, even though the class only had 14 kids, and they all knew each other. When the bell rang for recess, I went to throw my lunch away with Kyle, and I bumped into a kid I haven't seen before. Dude, oh my god, that's so funny. Every year when you go into school and the first day assignment is the get to know you, and it's like, dude,
Hi, my name's so and so.
it's like, bro, I've gone to this school for 4 years now.
Yeah. Hey, are you Sam Walker?
The kid asked.
Yeah?
Oh, your sister's dating my brother.
Oh man.
Kyle laughed.
Your sister is dating a Whittaker? Shut up,
Shut up,
Oh,
Kyle.
The kid grumbled.
she's gonna be Whitney Whittaker.
As funny as I couldn't help but be a little surprised, not that I'd been paying attention, but only seen Whitney out of her room once over the summer.
Where did she meet him?
I asked the Whittaker kid.
Probably at his job.
His job where?
He works at Drisking Water.
It didn't make any sense to me, but I shrugged it off. I did remember my mom giving Whitney some menial tasks, like getting a car washed and setting up some utilities to get her out of the house. Maybe she met him once and they started dating over text. Teenagers are weird. Alright, listen here, you little snot.
That's such like a kid response to the
Oh
like
god.
not understanding her, not leaving her room, but having a boyfriend being like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah. The rest of the school week followed much like the first. We were well into the first month when I heard someone mention the skinned men again. We were out on the playground and Kyle and I were trying to start a fire with 2 large wood chips. Alright, good shit. I
Been
just
there.
given myself a splinter when the distant sound of metal grinding on metal flooded over the playground, silencing every one of us. Scott, I said in awe. Yep, said Phil Sanders. The skinned man kill again.
I'm
Hey,
glad you took that because I was trying to think of a voice.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, Kyle said only babies believe in skin men.
I threw an
Accusatory.
accusatory look at Kyle.
They do. Phil is just stupid.
Hey, I'm not. Ask Danielle. She's seen them. Phil scanned the playground and then yelled at a blonde girl talking to Rude Nose. Hey, Danielle, come over here. The blonde girl rolled her eyes, but came skipping over anyway.
What do you want? I told you Kayla doesn't like you, Philip.
No, tell them about the skinned man. Phil gestured to the air around us, which was filled with the metallic scraping coming down from the mountain.
You tell him.
No, you saw them, so you tell them.
I didn't see them. Paige saw them.
Oh, Phil said, and uncomfortable silence descended.
You guys are weird.
Danielle said before flipping her hair in our faces and leaving.
Who's Paige?
I asked when she'd gone. Her sister, Phil said.
That felt so natural, bro.
That felt so like Alabama, you know? Oh, her sister.
Paige disappeared when we were like 5,
Kyle said. After she saw the skinned man, Phil added. The sounds from the mountain abruptly ended, and the subdued atmosphere of the playground disappeared with it. When the bell rang, Kyle lined up in his class line, and since Phil was in my class, I made sure I was behind him. The teachers began to count us off.
Hey, what else do you know about Borrasca?
I whispered to him. My brother said that's where people go when they disappear. To Borrasca.
What happens to them there?
Bad things, he said, and then shushed me when I asked him what he meant. The year dragged on, and it wasn't until Christmas break that I heard the machine at Borrasca again. It was December, and there was a thick blanket of snow on the ground. which only served to amplify the noise from the mountain. I sat in my room listening to it for a few minutes, trying to decide what was happening in the place that bad things happen. I saw my dad's cruiser pull up out the window and went downstairs to greet him. As I passed my sister's door, I heard her giggling in that annoying teenage way, and I cringed. I hoped Kimber never got like that.
I know this is like a weird thing to notice, but the like metal grinding sound isn't that often. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's not like it's happening like once a month. It's like there's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months span. You know what I mean?
we'll learn. I don't really want to. I mean, like, it's a factory on top of a
Okay.
mountain. So if it's metal grinding, that means they've already said that it's a factory on top of a mountain. So that means that that old factory is turning on. And if the theory is that they're killing people up there, or they go to disappear to Borrasca, you know, that's where they go, and that's what that noise means, is that they've taken someone. Or at least
Gotcha.
that's what the townspeople believe.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dad!
I skidded on the landing just as he opened the door. My dad stomped the snow off his boots and threw open his arms. "Sammy, how many years has it been?" he joked. It was true, I hadn't seen much of my dad lately since he was working so much. Doing what? I didn't know, since this was the quietest, lamest town ever. Mom thought the sheriff was grooming Dad for his job since Cleary was so old, and Dad never really agreed or disagreed with her. He'd only been at the department 7 months after all. He doubted people in the county would vote for him.
Hey, Dad, did you hear that? That, like, machining sounding noise?
Yep, I heard it in the town every now and then.
Do you know what it is?
I asked the sheriff about it, and he told me the noise comes from a private property up in the Ozarks.
Is the property called Borrasca? I asked quietly.
I had no idea. Borrasca? Where did you hear that? I shrugged.
Kids at my school.
Well, it's nothing to worry about, Sammy. Probably just some logging equipment.
But is the place called Borrasca? Like, have you heard that name before?
No, I haven't heard that name before. Dad pulled off his boots and shrugged off his coat, looking toward the kitchen. I could tell I was losing him.
Have you ever heard of the Skinned Men?
I asked quickly. Skinned men? Good God, Sam, is your sister telling you these stories?
No.
But he wasn't listening to me anymore. Whitney! He yelled up the stairs.
No, Dad, Whitney doesn't even talk to me.
I repeated. I heard a door crack open upstairs, and Whitney peered over the railing, phone in hand, an annoyed look on her face. Are you trying to scare your brother? Dad demanded.
Dad,
Dad?
no!
I said again. Whitney shot me a betrayed look.
Seriously? As if I'd waste my time.
You aren't telling him stories about the skinned men?
No, Dad, I told you. I heard it at school, I said.
Whitney gestured to me.
Oh my
As
god, I
if to
tweaked,
see.
I'm sorry.
What's up? What happened?
I thought there was a spider crawling on my desk. It was just my hair. Like, you know, like the pile. I tweaked, bro. I hate spiders.
That's so valid.
Whew. We're safe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're
But
good.
that was bad. I jumped so far.
Okay. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
You're good. Alright, well, you kids need to start getting along. You're a family, for Christ's sake. Whitney rolled her eyes, and when Dad walked into the kitchen, she stuck her tongue out at me.
Real mature, Whitney.
I yelled up at her, but she was already gone.
I'll tell Dad about your boyfriend.
Christmas came and went, with surprising smoothness at our home. Whitney and I got everything we had on our list, which was a first for us. The town may be smaller, but Dad's paychecks were clearly better. I wore my new I wore my new Rams parka. What the fuck is a Rams
Rams
parka?
football team.
What the fuck's a parka?
Like a you know the puffer jackets?
A puffer jacket is called a parka?
Like a winter coat?
Okay, alright, whatever. I wore my new Rams parka on the first day back to school after Christmas break. Kyle fawned over it and Kimber showed off her blue pearl necklace her mom had gotten her for Christmas. Kyle and I feigned interest, but did it poorly. Kimber knew, but just seemed happy we cared enough to fake it. As we said goodbye to Kyle for the morning, Kimber was suddenly slammed from the side. Kyle caught her before she fell, and I spun around angrily to see dark-haired girl, whose name I learned was Phoebe Dranger, laughed and walking away from us with round-faced girl.
You're pretty bad people who make poor life decisions,
Kyle yelled at him.
When I'm your boss someday, I'll make you clean bathrooms. Yeah, and if Kyle's your boss, you know you messed up,
I added. Kyle and I high-fived and turned to Kimber, and she wasn't sharing in our victory. She was trying to hide the tears on her face.
Don't sweat those girls, Kimber. No one likes them. Nobody likes them. People are just nice to them because they're related to the Prescotts.
Kyle tried to give her an awkward pat on the back, but Kimber turned away from him and ran in the opposite direction.
I hate those girls. Like, I really hate them.
I said.
Face as fuck.
I know, they're bitches.
Kyle answered, mouthing the last word as he looked over his shoulder for any lurking adults.
Well, I better get to class and make sure they don't try to talk to her again. There's an assembly this morning. No class until after lunch. Seriously? That's awesome. Do we have to sit by class? Not usually, but we better get there quick so we can get seats at the back,
Kyle said as we started walking. By the way, that was a pure guess on who was talking those lines. A round of applause for me.
What's the assembly for?
I asked.
It's either DARE or the History Society presentation. What's DARE? You know, DARE. As in, don't you dare do drugs or you're grounded until you're dead? Oh, I hope it's the history thing then.
We found Kimber already in the auditorium. She had collected herself and saved both seats at the back of the room. She waved us over just as the puffy stern Miss Turbiddy walked on stage.
Hello, 4th grade students. This morning we have special presentation for you from the Historic Preservation Society of Drisking. If you have any questions during the course of the lecture, please raise your hand.
Like that'll happen,
Kyle laughed.
Now, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Wyatt Downing, Miss Catherine Scallion, of course, Miss James Prescott.
What? Jimmy Prescott?
Oh, that's Kimber. My bad.
What? Jimmy Prescott and not his dad? That's weird.
Kimber whispered.
Dude, Thomas Prescott has done this presentation every year for like 20 years,
Kyle said.
It's definitely weird.
You
It's
want to...
not weird.
whispered Mike Sutton from behind us. He leaned forward.
Tom Prescott went like crazy a year ago. He didn't do the presentation last year when my sister was here either.
I don't like Jimmy Prescott.
Kimber shook her head.
He gives me the heebie-jeebies. His dad is so much nicer. He's like a grandpa.
The presentation was slow and boring. Mr. Dowding and Miss Scallion talked about the first settlers here, the Cherokee, and the Trail of Tears. They talked about Alexander Drisking's discovery of a motherlode of ore in the mountains and settling here with family to mine and refine the iron. Then James Prescott took the stage from there to tell the story of his family's early journey to the town and their role in revitalization of Drisking itself in the late 50s. The last part was the most interesting of it all. I found Jimmy Prescott to be infallibly charismatic and entertaining. I was so busy laughing at his jokes and hanging on his every word that by the end of his presentation, I realized I actually learned quite a bit, so much that I was interested enough to ask questions, which Kyle warned was committing social suicide. Mr. Prescott scanned the room and answered a few other questions before he finally got to me in the back.
Yes, you in the back.
Mr. Prescott, why did the mines close? Like, what happened?
I asked.
Very good question, young man. What'd you say your name was?
Sam Walker.
Ah, I believe I met your father the other day at the sheriff's office. Welcome to Drisking. As for your question, most of the mines were closed in 1951 after a long period of unprofitability. The mountain had simply just ran out of iron ore. The mills and refineries were abandoned and the town suffered for years. The miners and their families moved away, stores went out of business, schools closed, and Drisking became a ghost town. That would have been the end of it if it weren't for those stubborn families like mine who refused to leave. We refused to give up the town, and after many, many years of hard work, Drisking became the pristine little haven, pristine little haven in the Ozarks that it is today. I hope that answers your question.
I sat back down and Kyle shook his head to me. Bro. The assembly suffered through another 15 minutes of awkward Q&A until Mr. Turbiddy finally cut us loose. We were released into the cafeteria to wait for lunch lines to open. Kyle, Kimber, and I sat in our usual corner.
That was so boring, Kyle whined. When are they going to figure out that no one cares about Drisking's history? Seriously, I fell asleep like 3 times.
Kimber nudged me.
Sam seemed to care.
She teased.
I just wanted to know about the mines. Mines are creepy, that's all. Yeah, but all our mines were blown up. You can't go in them anymore, Kyle said. Blown up?
I asked. Kimber nodded.
Some kids died after going in the mines, so the city set off controlled blasts to implode caverns. At least, that's what my mom said. They messed up, though, and I heard they blew up the water table. Or poisoned it or something.
Kimberly's dropping fucking balls mid-sentence.
I like dropping them. I feel like she would literally be dropping them. It's just like, yeah, they were blowing up blasts. And then they like just poisoned the water hole.
No, I'm talking about your voice. Her balls are dropping mid-sentence.
Oh my
And then it
bad.
was poisoned or something. No, it's alright. I love it. It adds character.
What? How do you know that?
Kyle asked. Kimber shrugged.
I heard my dad talk about it.
Did they use C4 or something?
I guess.
So like we all drink the water so we have C4 in our bodies and we could explode at any minute,
Kyle said excitedly.
Do you think that's what happened to all the missing people?
I asked him.
Just sitting there one day and boom. Yeah, dude.
Kyle grabbed my shoulders.
And that's where the skin men come from.
I made the irrational symbol of mind blown, and we laughed hysterically.
You guys are so dumb.
Kimber rolled her eyes, but then she laughed when Kyle fell on the floor pretending he was exploding. I remember thinking in that moment that I was happy here in Drisking, Missouri, with these two people, happier than I'd ever been anywhere else. It was the last truly happy moment I ever had. What a fucking dark turn. Like,
Damn.
what the fuck?
Keep going. Keep going. Not even just that. Finish that.
Just
in
the
a second.
that's first sentence in the paragraph. Less than an hour later, Mr. Diamond's phone rang and he exchanged a few quiet words with the person on the other end, his eyes flickering to and from my desk. It was hard to be surprised. Then he hung up and asked me to come with him up front. When I got there, he told me my mom was waiting for me in the office and I was going home for the day. I traded a confused and worried look with Kimber and then packed up my backpack and went to the office. When I got there, my mom was crying. We drove in strained silence. I was too afraid to ask what was wrong. Mom parked the car a block away from our house, which was blocked in by several police cars. With an explanation that didn't come, I broke the silence myself.
Is it Dad?
I asked quietly, holding back tears. You were Mom,
No, honey. His dad is fine.
she whispered.
Then what happened?
Whitney never made it to school this morning.
Fuck.
Her voice broke over my sister's name.
Oh no. Mom, I think she ditched,
I said quickly.
I saw her leaving this morning and it was really early, like 6, and she was with her friends. Pete Whitaker and that kid Taylor.
We know all about that, Sam. But they made it to school and Whitney didn't. They said she wanted to stop by Circle K near Drisking High, so they left her there. And no one's seen her since.
It's crazy that there's a Circle K all the way in Missouri. Anyway,
Shout out.
Well,
my brain struggled to come up with any explanation.
maybe she's ditching.
No, honey. No, honey.
My mom put the car back in drive and drove up to our house, parking behind a police cruiser. The police...
The police, as well as your father, think that Whitney's with Jay.
But she has a new boyfriend here.
We found all her books on the floor in her room this morning. Half of her clothes are gone, along with some cash of your dad's.
But
Right now, we think she's hitched a ride to St. Louis, and that she's with Jay. The sheriff's office is trying to contact his parents now.
Whitney? Run away? Anyone who knew my sister knew she was prone to dramatics and empty threats. But she was dating Chris Whitaker's older brother, Pete. I was sure of it. We walked up the steps into a house filled with stale coffee and quiet murmurs. I tried to remember if Whitney herself had ever actually confirmed she was dating Pete, but I drew a blank. When we walked into the kitchen, I saw my father sitting at the table staring at phone records, head in hand. He looked up when I came into the room and gave me a weak smile. Hey, buddy. Dad, I have to tell you something. I felt a heavy hand on my shoulder and turned to look up a Solomon Sheriff Clary.
Everything. Name's Donald Trump. Everything and anything you might know, son. No matter how trivial you think it is.
I nodded and sat down at the table with my dad as my mom handed the big man a cup of coffee.
Here, fuck, I don't even remember. Here you go, Sheriff.
She said weakly.
Please, Mrs. Walker, call me Krillin.
Aiden. That 100%. Matter of fact, 101% does not say Krillin.
It definitely is Killian.
Where the fuck did you get Krillin, Aiden? My mother nodded and retreated back into the darkened corner to talk quietly with Sheriff Clary's wife, Grace. What do you know, Sam? My dad asked as he rested his chin on his hands in a mock symbol of prayer, as though I may deliver him from his suffering.
Well, I just heard Whitney had a boyfriend, the guy Pete Whitaker that she's been hanging out with. And I saw them and Taylor Dranger leave this morning before me.
Trump
What time did they leave?
asked the sheriff.
I don't know, like before 6?
He nodded.
That that matches the statements of Taylor Dranger and that Whittaker boy.
My father's head sunk lower into his hands, and I knew I'd let him down.
But
I rushed.
I don't think she went back to St. Louis because she was dating Pete, and I don't think she wanted to be with her boyfriend back home anymore.
I understand that, son. But a teenage girl... Wait, is... Oh my god. Is that... I don't even know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You to build a wall. I understand that, son, but a teenage girl's mind's a complicated thing. My officers are trying to get a hold of the boyfriend's family back in St. Louis.
Clary nodded to my father.
Now, why don't we head up to your room and let us work, Sammy?
I looked up at him in surprise.
What? No, I want to stay down here. You know.
No, son.
No, son.
Oh.
Listen, this is a gay relationship and this is our son. No,
Alright.
son. There's nothing more you can do here. Listen, I'm gonna build a wall, but it's Donald Trump. No, son. There's nothing more you can do here. You've been a good brother. Now let us handle this.
But I can help.
You already have.
Dad, I looked over.
Oh.
Dad!
I looked over at my dad with begging eyes. Go to your room, Sam, he said quietly after a moment. I balked.
Dad.
Now. I was so angry, I did the only thing I could to make my rage known. I stomped upstairs, slammed the door, and then sat on my bed in disbelief. The tears came, and then I laid there feeling helpless, worthless, and scared for my sister. I thought about all the places Whitney could be. Was she scared? Was she alone? Was she dead? When the sun began to set, I finally got out of bed and went to check my email. I was expecting lots of messages from Kimber and Kyle, but there was only one. Did she go to the treehouse? I sat staring at the computer screen for almost a minute. Kimber's words from last full echoed in my brain. If you enter the treehouse without the proper ceremony, you'll disappear and then you'll die. I didn't buy what Whitney had gone to Circle K that morning, and I especially didn't believe that she hitchhiked out of town. Nothing they were saying downstairs made any sense if you knew my sister. But maybe this did. Maybe she and her boyfriend went to the treehouse to make out or something, and maybe he left her there. Maybe she'd gotten lost, or maybe the skinned men had found her. That was the worst thought of all. I didn't need to sneak out, because the policemen were too busy with my parents to scare me away. I snuck on my bike out of the garage and rode all 3 miles to the West Rim Prescott Org Trail. When I got there, I saw 2 bikes already locked on the signpost, and my 2 best friends sitting in the snow next to them. "I knew you'd come," Kyle said when I pulled my bike up and Kimber ran to hug me.
I'm sorry, Sam.
There was really nothing for me to say, and they didn't push. Kimber took my arm and we started up the trail. The silence between us was stretched, but comfortable. We trudged through the snow, and all while I searched for the telltale footprints of others, but the snow was coming too fast. The hike up the mountain was harder and wetter than what we'd come in the fall, and when Ambercott Fort finally came in view over the ridge, it was a welcome sight. The sun was getting low, and we hadn't brought flashlights. I fell as I ran up to the tree, calling my sister's name to the quiet wild. Kyle was right behind me, leaped impressively onto the rope ladder, climbing quickly up the planks. I kept calling Whitney's name, waiting for Kyle to yell that he found her or that there was at least some sign of her. And then I heard Kimber quietly say my name from where she stood at the triple tree. I ran over and tried to follow her eyes to confirm what I already knew was there. And then I found it, freshly carved near the top, Whitney W. My breath froze in my chest and my vision blurred with unwelcome tears as the sun took its last desperate breath before plunging into the deep of the horizon. A deep, deafening metallic whirl sang out from the wilderness and spilled down the mountainside.
Damn.
And that is end of chapter 1. Underneath the triple tree, there is a man who waits for me, and should I go or should I stay, my fate's the same either way. Good morning. The words faded back into the ether, and I awoke with a start. Jimmy Prescott was lounging against the wall near the door, an amused yet disapproving look on his face.
Shit, sorry, Mr. Prescott. I didn't hear you come in.
You know, I worked here when I was a kid, too. I installed the bell on the door for this very reason. Didn't seem to wake you up, though. He laughed. I mumbled another apology and idly straightened a stack of business cards in front of me. Late night? Kinda. Very. I hope you weren't out at the bonfires with all the other underage drinkers. No, sir. Yup. Good. Anyway, I'm just here for my lunch. I'll take a Parmesan chicken with avocado on rye. Yes, sir. Happy with the conversation was over, I walked over to the sandwich counter and unwound the twisty tie from the rye bread. Jimmy Prescott stepped back from the counter and idly studied the pictures on the wall, even though he's seen them 1,000 times before. More of the photos were of Prescott family, taken over the last century. I'd always thought it was odd decor, but then the shop was named after them after all. Dude, I am butchering. What the fuck? Let me go
Okay,
close
buddy.
my door. Is Miranda here? Is what? Mira? Oh, Mira.
Mira.
What the fuck? Is Mira home? Prescott asked as I wrapped up his sandwich.
She's in the back.
Ah, I thought she'd still be in St. Louis. Well, when you're finished, would you mind getting her for me?
Shit. Yes, sir.
I handed him his sandwich and went to the back to find Mira. She was in the office, furiously punching the keys on her accounting calculator. Damn.
Mira, Jimmy Prescott is out front. He wants to talk to you.
She turned and gave me a dubious look.
Did he say what he want? Holy shit. Did he say what about?
I shook my head.
Okay, you can go home for the day, Sam.
But, are you sure?
I still had 3 hours on the clock.
He's the only customer we've had since we've opened. Don't worry, I'll pay you for the whole day, kiddo.
Thanks, Mira. Good luck, I guess.
I gave her a sympathetic shrug and she patted my arm. I didn't know how she did it. Mira was perhaps the most burdened and stressed out woman in all of Drisking, but she never failed to be unbelievably kind. There was a hopelessness about her, a sadness that she hid very well. I left the store out the back door so I wouldn't have to see Jimmy Prescott again. He's weird. Yellowed, ambered eyes always set me on edge. Not to mention, he was a total tool.
Holy shit. Is there like an Amber Alert going off?
Was that loud? My bad. I had to fucking swipe that off.
I definitely heard it. I heard the vibration.
Was it loud loud?
Not loud, but I
Okay.
heard it.
I hopped in my car and texted Kyle that I was off of work. He answered immediately and told me to come meet him. I happily wiped my apron off over my head and threw the car into reverse. Crystal Lake was my favorite place in all of Drisking. Pause. Could this be the Camp Crystal Lake?
Kill them, Jason.
Jason, kill them.
For mother.
Do it for mommy.
I had to park almost a mile away since the lake was so packed. I eventually found Kyle and Kimber sitting on a rock that jutted out over the beach. Kimber was sunbathing in blue floral bikini, and Kyle was wearing his no one can tell where my eyes are looking sunglasses. Yeah, that man gets it.
What did I miss?
I asked, sitting down next to Kimber.
Not much.
She answered, stretching and sitting up.
Just more beer.
She dug into the cooler behind her and tried to hand me a blue moon. Oh, no. I waved it away. Got any Excedrin? Excedrin? What the fuck?
I don't even know what voice to give Kimber anymore because I gave her the fuck yeah! Grandma's giving steer tonight!
Just keep it.
So now it's
Just keep
it's
the
not
voice. Just keep. She's a woman. I don't know.
oh no!
Kimber gave me her I'm sorry pout.
Okay then, I'll just take those
Sunglasses. I held my hand out to Kyle, who looked back at it in horror.
What? No, fuck off. Oh, come on, Kyle.
Give. Oh wait, that's you.
Oh come on, Kyle. Give me your sunglasses. Sam didn't get to sleep off his hangover like we did.
I smiled at Kyle as he tightened his lips. We both knew exactly what I was doing. Kimber stroked Kyle's arm in encouragement.
Please?
She asked. Stroked his arm.
That's definitely not what she did.
Nah, she was like,
Can you just please give him his shit?
fine, he said and shoved his blue blockers at me. I put them on and sat back, turning my head to watch the girls on the beach below. Bro got the sunglasses and immediately knew where to look.
Perfect.
Phoebe Dranger, dark-haired girl, was there lying on a towel next to Round Face and giggling. It still seemed unnatural to me to see the two of them without Rude Nose. The three had been inseparable, working as fluidly together as the gears in a watch until Christy had fallen in love with some college kid and ran away.
Damn.
Damn, alright. So, why did you get out of work early anyway? Kyle asked. Prescott came in.
You.
Kimber squirmed.
He totally freaks me out. He's been staring at me since I was like in 5th grade.
Mmm. Pure irony. Pure irony. Next time he stares at you, let me know. I'll knock him the fuck out. Kyle had always been protective over Kimber, but ever since they started dating, it gotten 10 times more unbearable. Sorry. Kimber winked at him.
So, fuck, I can't even. Yeah, Grandma's making stew tonight. So, what'd he want anyway, Sam?
He wanted to talk to Mira, probably about the sandwich shop. You mean how about no one goes there and the business should have closed years ago, but it won't because the Prescotts are stubborn and vain? Kyle said. Yeah, probably. I mean, she looked pretty worried. I can count on one hand how many sandwiches I've sold in the past month. Oh, damn.
Ouch.
Damn.
Ouch.
Damn, and he's getting paid. How?
Literally, the next line. Ouch!
Kimber grimaced. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's going to get chewed out. I really don't like that guy. I thought about the squirmy yellowed-eyed freak at Sweet, Little Mira, and it made my blood boil. You should have met his dad, Kyle snorted. He was a piece of work. His dad? Yeah. Tom. Oh, my bad.
This is me, motherfucker. Yeah, Tom Prescott.
Kimber said.
The family put him in a home a few towns over.
Why is he in a home? I heard he got dementia and he was embarrassing the family in public, Kyle said.
I heard that too.
Kimber brushed her long curls off her shoulders.
I've always liked Tom Prescott. It was a pretty shitty thing to do. Hey, kids!
Alright. No, that's cool. That's cool. That's a good one. That's a good one. We turned in unison to see Phil Saunders come stomping out of the bushes behind us with Mike Sutton following behind.
Oh, this is where cool people hang out. High above the kingdom on Pride Rock.
What's up, Mike? Kyle said, ignoring Phil, whom he disliked ever since Phil had briefly dated Kimber. Phil was either unaware of or uninterested in Kyle's feelings. Of course, that may have been because Phil was stoned out of his mind most of the time, and now was no exception. They sat down next to us, and Mike offered me his pipe. Oh.
You wanna hit this?
I did want to hit it, and pretty badly too. I reached up to grab it, but Phil swatted my hand away.
Be careful, guys. You don't want to get the sheriff's son high. For fuck's sake, Mike.
Mike nodded knowingly and shoved his pipe back into his pocket. I scowled. Really?
Sorry, Sammy. Hell, the only reason I've even smoked around here is because today is my cousin's death anniversary, and I don't give a shit about anything else. Your cousin Hannah? Kimber asked with a sympathetic look. Yep, 5 years she's been gone. Hiya, kids. Yeah, man.
Phil nodded.
You know, sometimes when I'm high, I can see them all. And I feel like I know the answers to the mystery, man. Like I'm close to solving it. It's just something you can see. Like they're all puzzle pieces and my mind's the puzzle putting together. But I can't tell what the picture is of, you know?
You fucking high, Sanders, Kyle said.
Well, are, man. We all are, man. Everyone in this town is drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
Fuck up. What the fuck about the Kool-Aid?
Town's drinking the fucking Kool-Aid, man.
What the fuck about
I
the
don't I
Kool-Aid?
don't even know who that's supposed to be.
I was supposed to be Phil, but alright.
Oh,
Dude, you are losing lines.
what I skip?
Nothing. You made it sound like it was Mike. That was Phil. If it
Oh,
was Mike, you would say Mike said because it was a change in person.
You see, that makes sense.
Kimber raised an eyebrow at him, but said nothing. Phil. It is Phil.
Everyone, how are you, kids? I'm sorry, because I know you have to go in and fucking. Everyone except the dead ones. I can see what they look like before they went into the ground. Or is that the grounder? Shit, I don't know, man.
Mike said to the space in front of him. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see all those people. Hannah, Paige, Jason, met Jay. Hell, I ever see your sister, Walker. Kyle, who I knew had been monitoring the conversation for this very thing, sprang to his feet and opened his mouth to yell at Phil. Nah, Whitney Walker ran away to St. Louis, remember? Oh, motherfucker.
Nah, Whitney Walker ran away to St. Louis, remember?
Mike said. I saw Kyle and Kimber exchanging a quick look as I tried to remain impassive from behind the blue blockers.
Is that true, man?
Bill asked, and there it was. I knew Kyle and Kimber had always wondered what I thought about Whitney and if I'd ever accepted the official statement that she and Jay had run away together. They were kind enough not to bring it up, but I knew they wanted to know what I believed, what I thought and had really happened. I loved them both, and I wanted to talk to them about it, but I just couldn't. Everyone thought I had spent the last 7 years quietly grieving, and that I put the incident behind me. At least, that's what I tried to show them. The truth was, I never given up on Whitney. I waited for Jay to show up on social media, and when I finally found him a year later, I've been devastated. I always hoped the official report was right and that Whitney was somewhere far away from here, alive and happy with Jay Bauer. But his MySpace page showed a thriving teenager still living at home with his parents, his ex-girlfriend Whitney the furthest thing from his mind. When
Okay,
I bought...
hold up.
What?
Isn't that like a lawsuit in itself?
What do you mean?
The fact that the cops just said, nah, she didn't disappear, she just ran away with her boyfriend to be happily ever after.
No, they
But
found out that she just ran away and it was just a runaway case, and if it's like back in like, what was it, the 70s? No one gives a fuck.
that's what I'm saying. They just
Runaway's
said
a runaway.
This is in the 70s?
70s, 80s, somewhere around there, I think.
Okay. Sorry. I was just confused because I was like, the fact that the cops were just like, yeah, it was a runaway. And then, like, it clearly is like, this is not the 80s if it's MySpace, Aiden.
Oh, well then, it's like what, early 2000s? My bad. Still, a runaway is a runaway. You act like people give a fuck if it's a small town.
No, you're 100% right, but I'm just saying, like, isn't that like some bigger in itself to be like the cops said she ran away, but clearly her boyfriend that they said she ran away with,
Said that
nothing
she
ha-
wasn't there. She ran away even further. She's gone.
I don't know.
But I mean, like when I
Anyways,
ran away, they immediately went over to the homie that I was staying at and just said that he was here, but he dipped, and I was actually there for the next 24 hours. Yes, it is illegal. It is called harboring a fugitive if the person is still there. When I brought the evidence to my dad, he read the pages I printed off and then shut the door to his office with me on the other side. I heard him crying there for hours as I waited for him to reopen the case and bring the smackdown on Butler County Sheriff's Department. But justice had never come, and we never mentioned Jay Bauer again. For whatever reason, I never told Kyle and Kimber about any of that. Maybe it was because I was worried they'd blow it off like my dad had, or maybe, and far more likely, I didn't want them to know how obsessed I'd become with the Borrasca and the skinned men. I knew as assuredly as the sun would rise tomorrow that Whitney's death had happened at there, just like all the others who'd gone to the Triple Tree. I was suddenly very aware of 4 pairs of eyes staring at me. Yeah, true, it's true. She ran off with some guy Jay from our hometown, I answered. That was enough for Kyle. Go ahead.
okay, this is Phil. This is
Yeah.
Phil. Oh, all right, guys. Seriously, he's the sheriff's kid. What do you think gonna happen if we get caught with weed? That little man's right, Phil. Let's bounce. I don't need any more trouble with the cops around here, man.
Like said.
Later. Oh shit, this is Phil. Later, Walker, Kimber, little man.
Bill stood up, brushed off his pants, and jumped from the boulder onto the sandy beach below. He sprayed sand all over a couple of freshman girls who squealed and called him an unthoughtful ass. Bill tipped his invisible hat to them and said,
Ladies.
before walking off. Mike followed him down, and as I watched them make their way down the beach, I became aware of the conversation going on behind me.
I didn't say I wanted to go. I said I had to go.
It's only 2 o'clock, and it's Sunday.
I know, but my parents have been fighting a lot lately, and I don't want to leave my mom alone too long.
I thought she was doing better.
A little. She's still depressed, Kyle.
Do you want it?
This isn't the fuck yeah, grandma's making stew tonight voice.
That's fine. Do you want to stay over at my place tonight? Kimber's voice dropped into a whisper.
I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
What? No, wait, that's not what I meant. I'd sleep on the pull-out in the basement and you would have my room. Very awkward silence. My parents love you, you know, he added. Kimber laughed.
I know. I just want to be there for my mom right now. But thank you, sweetie.
And then the absolutely disgusting sound of my best friends kissing. I would never get used to that. Ugh, on that note, I'm out of here too. I stood up and gave them both a shamming look. Oh, come on, Sam. Don't be jealous. We'll find you a girlfriend someday, Kyle joked. I really don't... goddamn. I really don't need your help with that, I muttered, glancing down the beach to where Amelia Lane... Emilian? Emmanuel Line?
I'm
Emmeline, I don't know.
Emmeline,
Emmeline Adler was
Million,
sunbathing.
Million.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Last week of school. Oh, that's you, my bad.
How do you pronounce it? I want to know.
Emmeline, I just said it, Emmeline.
Oh my God. Which one?
I'll see you guys
Last
tomorrow.
week of school.
Kim-
Last week of school.
Kimber yelled at retreating back. Thank God. Tomorrow was the last Monday of school of the school. Holy cow!
You don't know how it's pronounced?
What?
Emmeline.
Fuck that. It's Emmeline.
Emma's Lime.
Tomorrow was the last Monday of the school year, and while I should have been thankful for my sophomore year was ending, I wasn't. The summer meant no distractions, more time to think, and even more hours of boredom at Prescott Arts and Sandwiches. But I wasn't looking forward to tomorrow for another reason. Besides it being Monday, it was also sophomore ditch day. My dad had caught on to this several weeks ago, and that warned me to set a good example and go to school that day. Sometimes I really hated being the son of a cop. Kimber and Kyle were sympathetic and had offered to share my misery. I had, of course, said yes, much to Kyle's sadness. As I expected, my dad was waiting for me when I got home. We shared a brief, strained conversation about our respective days, and then he finally got to it.
Remember, Sammy, we're cracking down on truancy this year. I want to see you at school tomorrow.
Yeah, I got it, Dad.
And I hope I won't have to write a ticket to Kyle either.
I sighed. It's just a tradition, even the teachers sort of encourage it. On Friday, they said,
I don't care what they said, Sam. Besides, the fact that I'm the sheriff, I'm also your father, and I want my son in school.
I laughed and shook my head. What a joke. I can't control what Kyle does.
Fair enough, but you can control what you do.
I said nothing, and Dad sighed.
It's almost over, Sam. Just get through these last 5 days, and you can be done with school for a few months.
Fine. I walked out of the kitchen rudely, ending the conversation. I climbed up the stairs and passed by Whitney's door on the way to my room. The light was on and silence was behind it. I knew my mother was in there. She was always in there, doing God knows what. I walked to my own room, shut the door behind me, and locked it. The next day at school ended up being more embarrassing than anything else. There were a few other people that hadn't skipped, maybe a total of 10 of us, and the looks they shot at me made it clear that my dad was the reason they were there. What the fuck? You're telling me you can just write a ticket to people if they don't show up to a senior skip day? Like, dude, you know what's funny? We have that.
It's truancy.
Yeah, but like it's tradition. Like the teachers encourage it.
Mhm.
It's literally just named skip day. It's not actually truancy.
Don't get caught.
Kimber, great friend that she was, happily went to her classes like it was a normal day. Kyle attended all of my classes with me. The teachers who had been looking forward to an easy day couldn't have cared less. What the fuck? This kid just like
I've done that.
you,
I've done that.
I've never done that.
My freshman year, last day of school, I had done all my finals the day before, so I just hung out with my buddy Josh all day
Interesting.
because there was like no one at school. It wasn't freshman; it was like junior year.
Just before lunch, an officer came around to all the classrooms and asked for copies of the attendance sheets. Dad really wasn't kidding about cracking down this year. I wasn't going to get shit from people all summer. At lunch, Kyle and I went out to my car to smoke. Usually we were hidden by dozens of large pickup trucks, but today we were out in the open and vulnerable. I moved the car back to a shady corner of the parking lot, and Kyle pulled out his bowl. "Did you text Kimber?" I asked him while he hid it. "Yup," he said through tight lips, as he let the smoke sit in his lungs and then blew it out all over the dashboard. She went home around fourth period. She said her mom called her and she was gonna take care of her. I don't know, man." "Doesn't her mom hate you?" I asked, taking my turn with the bowl. "Yeah, I mean, that's a fairly new development, ever since Kimber and I started dating. But I'm pretty sure she's always hated me and just hit it better before. Now that she's all depressed and whatever, she doesn't give a shit." It was hard to picture anyone hating Kyle. Why can't Kimber's dad take care of her? "I don't know." I hit the pipe again. "Hey man, let's not even go back today," Kyle said. "You think?" I asked. "Yeah, I mean, you put in 4 periods, you've been a good son, and Officer Dickass already came around and collected the attendance sheets." "Dickass? Really? You're a better man than that, man." "Officer Ass Dick? You're freaking baked, Kyle. Seriously, man, let's go." Alright, well, since he's getting baked,
I'm gonna stroke my.
if Kyle gets to get baked, every time they mention taking a hit, we're gonna take a hit. I thought about it a second. Kyle was right. I done my duty as a son, and if I left now, I have enough time to go to GameStop before work. Fuck it. I turned on the ignition. Kyle sat up in his chair and rolled down the window to clear out the smoke. "Hey man, can you drop me by Kimber's?" "Sure, but how are you gonna get home?" "Can you come get me after work?" "What if her mom throws you out again?" Kyle rolled his eyes. "That was one time." "Why can't I drop you at home and you can take your own car?" "It needs new tires." New tires, of course. What Kyle really meant was his insurance had lapsed and he didn't have any money for gas anyway. He bought the car last summer after working double shifts at the convenience store for half a year. It was an okay car, newer, but I knew he only wanted it to impress Kimber. Something he vehemently denied. Had it worked? Not in my opinion. They stayed dating in the fall, and Kyle quit his job to spend more time with her. Kimber didn't seem like the kind of girl to be impressed by a Pontiac Bonneville, but Kyle... What's wrong with the Bonneville, bro? The Bonneville! Come on, nah, hold up. I gotta see what's wrong with the Bonneville. There's, like... Early 2000s?
Probably like 2010s.
There is nothing wrong with the Bonneville, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That was a whip right there. I don't want to hear it. But Kyle was convinced that was how he won her over.
Jeez.
That's like me going around with my little fucking Chevy Sonic saying like I get bitches with this thing. Better yet, that's like you going around with your little Pontiac saying you get bitches.
I don't have a Pontiac, I have a Honda.
Oh, my bad. Even worse. Anyway. Oh. I was sure all the car had really done was give him the confidence to ask her out. And now that it's part of their romance, now it's a part in their romance ended, the car sat in the garage of the Landy home collecting dust instead of memories. GameStop didn't have what I wanted, and neither did Drisking Games and Media. Since I had nothing else to do, I decided to show up to work early and hope that Mira would let me leave early too. I parked in front and walked in the door, unsurprised to see no one at the front counter. There were only 3 of us that worked at the shop, and sadly, I never got to see the other girl, Emmeline. who worked on the days I didn't. This was disappointing to me since she was half the reason I applied there in the first place. Ooh, so he's got a crush.
Tragic.
He's got a crush on Emmeline.
Tragic.
I went back to tell Mira I was there and found her slumped on her desk on a pile of receipts and paperwork. This was an unusual way to find Mira, but something seemed different today. Huh, Mira, are you okay? It seems like you've taken a little bit of extra Fent today. I immediately felt a disturbance in the force, but before I could run away, she turned toward me and I saw I was right to flee. Mira was crying. Oh, fuck. Should've ran faster. Are you... I'm
sorry.
She said quickly, wiping her eyes.
Is it 4 already?
No, it's 2:15. I just thought maybe if I came in early.
Oh, right. It's your ditch day.
Mira wiped her eyes, only to have them fill with tears again.
I don't understand, Sam. This store has been operating in the red ever since I was hired to manage it. What am I doing wrong?
I don't know, I offered lamely, the instinct to escape never stronger.
No one comes in here, ever. And Mr. Prescott refuses to let me put signs up to advertise. He says they're unsightly. Or how does he expect me to pull a business? I need this job, Sam. Oh God, I don't.
I must have looked like a frightened deer because when Mira glanced over at me, she seemed to suddenly collect herself.
Go ahead and go out to the front. I'll do your time card.
She didn't have to tell me twice. I really liked Mira, and I hated seeing her like this. The front didn't end up being much better. I could hear Mira crying over the store's dated music track. Her sobs went from painfully audible to muffled whimpers. After half an hour, I decided I had to do something. Since I was entirely unequipped to deal with an adult woman's emotions, I decided to call Mira's husband, Owen. He was
He
thankfully
just
at
asked her
home
number.
and answered on the second ring. I'll be right there.
I'm sorry.
Bro.
He just has their number or home phone number.
Oh, that's funny as fuck. Well, I mean, if the boss is your homie, you know?
I guess. I guess it was also only 3 of you.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I don't feel like dealing with your wife. She's being a little bitch crying in the back of the store. And, it's scaring the non-existent customers away.
Like, I can just imagine, too. Like, you're literally no one goes in there, right? You are literally just sitting there. Exactly. You are literally just sitting there listening to music, doing literally nothing. And all you hear is...
Tall and tan and blonde. I don't know. I don't know if I could work a job where I just sat there.
No, I couldn't. When I was working at Walmart and they made me a greeter for a bit, I was like half tempted to quit.
I don't think I could be a greeter.
I breathed a sigh of relief when I heard a car pull outside and saw the tall, girthy Owen get out of it. What the fuck? He walked in during a quiet lull in his wife's breakdown. I'm sorry.
Quiet lull in his wife's breakdown is wild.
He came in at the quiet part. I swear to you, dude, it was a lot worse earlier. I'm sorry to call you at home, Mr. Daly. I just didn't know what else to do. That's okay, Sam. You did the right thing. He looked tired, and I could tell the situation wasn't new to him. Is she okay? I mean, like, oh wait. Is she okay? I mean, like, will she be okay? Oh yeah, he nodded. We're just going through some things. Oh, Mira said the store is going bankrupt too. I winced as soon as the words were out of my mouth. Oh wait. Whatever. Yeah. Owen ran a hand through his hair. That's part of it. Although I didn't think Jim is going to let that happen. Mira is more upset about... He sighed. Has Mira told you about her, appointments? No. Well, we've been trying to get pregnant for years. Long, painful years. It's just so goddamn important for her to have a baby. And, you know, she blames me for our problems.
Painful, long years. What?
This kid does not get paid enough to deal with no customers. And the only person he's probably gotten all week comes in talking about his manager's sex life. We've
Yeah,
been
the fact that he's
fucking
banging
all
his
day. All day.
She's really
All
hurting my
night.
idea.
Like, bro, and she says it's my fault that I can't get her pregnant. Like, come on. She's literally sitting on my dick while we're eating dinner, like, at a public place. And she's saying it's my fault. Like, and then he's like, yeah, that's cool. He walked around the room, staring at the pictures, not really talking to me anymore. I understand why it's important to her. I just don't understand the obsession with it, you know? Fucking children, bro. The obsession of children. Like, come on, bro. What the fuck? Because she's the last one in her family? Because she's the last McCaskey on the planet? I mean, does she even realize that her baby won't be a McCaskey? He'd be a Daily. I tell you, Sam, never marry a woman with a crazy father and 4 dead uncles. They develop these obsession with lineage and 4 dead uncles. What? Oh yeah, the famous ones. You know, the 4 brothers who died in the Drisking mines. Well, the only one left, her dad, and her parents were only able to conceive her. Which leaves her as the last McCaskey and hope for the family line. So of course you see how this is all my fault. I looked at him blankly and he sighed. Holy shit, dude, this is killing me.
The fact that this guy,
Can this guy
after
fuck off?
this wife, he called him, some employee of the restaurant his wife manages calls him, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the 2 employees, to be like, hey, your wife's having a mental breakdown. I don't know how to deal with it. You do it. And then he just starts unloading all his problems on you when he gets there. Can you imagine?
I mean, like, to be honest, I feel like that's payment for calling him in to deal with his wife.
True.
Literally the next line. I'm sorry, kid. These aren't your problems, and they were way over your pay grade anyway.
Damn.
I'm just very stressed about these days. Our fraternity issues and Mira's absolute abhorrence to our only other option. But how did they die? I was desperate to talk about anything else, and the story of Mira's uncles interested me. The McCaskey boys? I don't really know. They died in the mountains somewhere. Oh, well, have you heard of the Skinned Men? Skinned Men? I don't know why I turned into Muscle Man there. Yeah.
No, bro. The skinned man.
Oh no, bro. The Skinned Men? Yeah. I think so. Well, what about Borrasca? Owen Daly squeezed his eyes shut and pushed in on his temples with his fingers. What does a Borrasca have to do with anything? Sorry, the way I said that felt fruity.
What does a Borrasca have to do with anything as
What
wild?
does a Borrasca have to do with anything? Alright, this is you.
Owen?
Mira's voice squeaked from the doorway. Oh, baby, are you okay? Sam called the house.
I want to do it.
You do? Owen asked dubiously.
I called him.
His eyes flickered over to me, and I immediately looked away. Another conversation I didn't want to be a part of. Sam, why don't you take off for the day? Mira and I will handle things here. Oh, okay. I mumbled and bolted for the door. Once I was in my car, backing away, I called Kyle. Dude, fucking weird shit is going down in this town. What happened? I can't explain it over the phone. Where are you at? I'm at Kimber's. Are you off work? Yeah, I'm coming to get you. What the fuck? By at Kimber's, Kyle meant sitting on the curb in front of the house, kicked off the property again. When I pulled up, Kimber came out and met us at the curb.
I'm so sorry, Kyle.
She said.
She's really upset today. She won't even let me have the house to sit with you.
It's okay, he said. Don't worry about me. I just want to make sure you and your mom are okay.
We're okay. And my dad will be home soon.
Text us when he gets home and we'll come get you, I said.
I wish I could, but I'm babysitting until 7:30. Maybe after that?
Sure. Kyle and Kimber hugged goodbye, and then Kimber rushed back to her house and something crashed inside. So what's going on? Kyle asked, taking a drink of warm Dr. Pepper sitting in my cup holder. That's wild. That is a bold thing to do.
I
Holy
don't think I
shit.
could ever do that to any of my friends.
That is, dude, oh my god, just hopping in your homie's car and just grabbing a drink that you, oh, nah.
I don't think I could do that.
You're still wearing your apron, you know. Mira had a breakdown, I said, peeling it off. Really? What happened? I told Kyle the full story, giving particular attention to the 4 uncles. Yeah, the McCaskies, I've heard of them. Didn't know Mira was one, though. I thought they were all dead. Yeah, she's the last one. So, like, do you think the McCaskies' deaths have anything to do with the other disappearances? It had been a while since I mentioned anything about Borrasca, and Kyle choked a little on the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it was definitely because of Borrasca and not because it was warm.
Dude, it has to be warm, because warm Dr. Pepper, nah.
Especially like sitting in a car warm, not like, you know, thrown in the pot and warmed over the stove with like cinnamon or whatever.
What the fuck?
You never heard of that?
No.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper used to like have like a, you know how like some box dinners have like a, oh, you can do this with this dinner.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have it with Dr. Pepper, and it was essentially like a hot Dr. Pepper. I don't know. You'd throw like some cinnamon spices in it.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a video idea right there. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe the disappearances started around the same time. How can we find that out? Maybe the cops? There have been to be police reports. Okay, but what if I couldn't ask my dad? Kyle shook his head. I don't know then. What about, like, records? The Historical Society, maybe. Oh yeah, he said, nodding. We can try them. They're over on 2nd. They share an office with the Drisking Arts and Antiques. I made a U-turn and started back towards town. Hey, why are we doing this? I known the question was coming. I hoped to have more answers myself before I had given him one. Just Whitney was all I could say. Kyle didn't ask anything more. The Historic Preservation Society of Drisking was at the back of the building, and we had to walk through the antique shop as the owner, Mr. Dranger, eyed us warily. At the end of the short hallway, we found a small room with two desks pushed together. One was empty, and the other was stacking high with books and folders of loose paper. We could hear someone typing behind the stacks. I cleared my throat. Hello? A small woman popped up from behind the desk. I recognized her as the same woman who had given us a lecture in 5th grade.
Hello, boy.
No, this one's me. I remember this one.
Hello, boys. How can I help you, boys?
She asked, walking out to greet us. Yeah, I have a few questions about Drisking's history, I guess.
Oh, great. Is this for the end of year report? Have a seat, boys.
She gestured to the empty chairs sitting behind the other desk. I nodded at Kyle, and he sat down, looking uneasy. Yeah, it's for an essay we have to write. Hey, I think you gave a lecture to us like 7 years ago at school.
Oh, yes. I give that lecture every year with Mr. Prescott.
She smiled. Yeah, it was you and one other guy too, a bald guy, Kyle said, shifting uncomfortably in the wooden chair.
Yes, that was my fiancé, Wyatt Downing. He passed several years ago.
Oh, Kyle said.
What an answer.
So, Miss
Scallion, but you can call me Catherine,
she said. Catherine, I tried. I hated calling adults by their first names. We want to know about the McCaskey kids.
Oh! Oh!
Catherine said, shaking her head.
A dark part of history there, but still history nonetheless.
Yeah, so when did that happen? And how did they die? Kyle added.
Well, they didn't
Yeah.
die. I mean, they certainly perished in the mines, but their bodies were never recovered, so we don't know the answer to that. I would think dehydration, starvation, and exhaustion killed them within days of getting lost down there. And to your second question, that was 1953, I believe.
And the mines closed that year?
Well, actually, the mines officially closed the year after. There was a legal spat between the cities and the Prescott family who wanted to leave the mines open until the bodies were found. The city won and the mines were condemned.
Wait, why did the Prescotts care?
Do you want to write this down?
Catherine asked. Kyle tapped his head twice with his finger. Catherine shrugged and continued. Kyle ain't remembering shit, dog. Oh, fuck me, dude. This is really hurting my voice. You're asleep, aren't you?
Mm-mm.
You look asleep.
No, I wasn't asleep. I was locked in. I was locked in on Welda Prescott.
Yeah. She's given us a lot of wells. I like to imagine she was an ex-Redditor.
Actually,
I 42F.
42.
Single.
Well, the Prescott and the McCaskey family were closely related. Tom Prescott was paying teams of unemployed miners to go down to the mines and search for the bodies. The city had enough of it. The mountain was unstable and they didn't want any more deaths. The mines had been abandoned for years before and were structurally unsafe. After the city banned, the recovery teams from the mines, members of the Prescott family, started going down there themselves. Finally, the city had enough, and they had the mines collapsed.
With bombs? Kyle asked. Thank you, Kyle.
Well, with explosives. And that's what led to the incident. By the time the mines had been unprofitable for years, and the city was quite broke, they hired a less than a reputable company to collapse the mines, and, well, they set off explosives, and they accidentally broke in the Drisking's water table. The city went into debt trying to purify the water of certain iron ore. It wasn't until 2 years later that things started getting better. Thanks to the Prescott, who truly did revitalize Drisking.
I don't know why she started turning German halfway through. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Kyle's phone chirped and he pulled it out of his pocket. It's Kimber. She wants us to come over. Okay, thanks, Miss Scallion. I meant Catherine.
If you have any other questions, feel free to come by. We're almost always open during the day. Oh, or you can email me.
She dug into her jacket pocket and pulled out a loose business card. She was creased. It was creased and had a dusty smudge on it. Thanks. So what do you think? Kyle asked when he got in the car. I don't know. It was weird, wasn't it? I mean, why would the Prescotts give a shit if the town suffers after they refuse to help him find their family and were actively working against them? Maybe they forgave and forgot, Kyle shrugged. Does Jimmy Prescott seem like a guy to forgive and forget to you? No, and his dad is even worse. Exactly. Maybe we should. Turn here. Sorry, Kimber's still babysitting and she's over at Amherst. We pulled up. Kimber was out in front yard with two young boys who were playing in the driveway. She was holding a sleeping baby and waving to us. We parked in the driveway and she introduced us to two older kids. They gave us a shy hello and then ran off to continue their game. Once they left, we explained everything that had happened to Kimber while she listened and rocked the baby in her arms.
Sam is right. That doesn't make sense. Why are we even concerned about something that happened decades ago?
Whitney. Instead of fucking Darla, it's just Muscle Man. Whitney!
Whitney!
Whitney! Kyle said, so I didn't have to. A flash of surprise crossed Kimber's face, and she walked over to put the baby down in his playpen. Then she walked back and pulled me into one of her famous, super comforting, not at all awkward hugs. When she released me, she began to pace around the driveway.
Okay, so we think Whitney somehow got involved in all this, and if you're right,
Wait.
somehow got involved in all this, you're right. If we want to figure this out, we need to start at the beginning. Phil is right. Every mystery in this town is one piece of a larger puzzle. It's all related.
She stopped and looked over at us.
We need to go to the source if we want answers.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Kyle agreed. I know he likes to hang out in the hideaway and get drunk with ex-Sheriff Clary.
No, Kyle, not Jimmy, his dad.
Tom? He's so crazy they put him in a home.
He's the horse's mouth, though, isn't he, Jim? Isn't he? Jimmy isn't likely to know half as much as his dad.
But as Kyle and Kimber argued, I watched the kids chase each other around in the tree in the front yard. There seemed to be something carved in the bark. Words. Not unlike the triple tree at Ambercott Fort, it was far away to read that what it said.
He got you, he got
I heard the youngest one call to his brother.
the thing. You have to die.
No, wait. Touching the tree.
One more time, your mic cut out so bad. You're getting too high pitched.
No, Peter.
Alright, calm down. Calm down. Alright.
Okay, this is the real take. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
No, Peter. I was touching the tree.
That'll work, I guess. Kids just fucking chasing each other. Just.
The skin man got you. Now you have to die. You guys want popsicles?
I'm tired. You have a popsicle?
No, you weren't. You're a liar. One of them got you, and now you have to meet the shiny gentleman.
No, I don't.
Kimber, Josh is cheating.
Oh my god. Meet the shiny gentleman. I shuddered and turned away from them. Where's the nut house? I interpreted them. Is it close?
It's not a nut house. It's more like hospice.
Kimber chided.
The rumor I've heard is that he's at Gold Mill.
Oh my god.
The rumor I've heard is that he's at...
Oh, I can't do it anymore.
Oh,
My
I
voice
believe.
is
One more
dying.
time. One more time.
Hey, I forgot to tell you. The rumor I've heard is that he's at Gold Mill.
Oh my god.
Just push through it.
The rumor I've heard is that he's at Gold Mill, and that's in Cape Garden.
It's not like I smoked 4 packs.
Take a drink or something. That's about 40 minutes away, Kyle said and pulled out his phone. I'll check the visiting hours for Tuesdays. Sam, do you work tomorrow? I work every day, but I'll get out of it. I promised. Okay, cool. Let's plan to leave after school. The following day dragged on like any last Tuesday of the school year. Most people talked about what they did with their ditch day or complained about a cop showing up at their house to issue them a ticket while sliding less than pleased looks at me. And the final bell rang at 3:30. I grabbed my bag and booked it out to my car. Kyle and Kimber were already waiting for me. That's so fucked, dude. I feel so bad for anyone that's like the kid of a cop, especially a strict cop.
Yeah. And like he's a known cop too. It's not like he's some nobody. He's the sheriff.
Yeah. The drive took longer than we expected when I got lost in Cape Giardo, whatever. The town was bigger than Drisking, and the streets weren't laid out with any sort of planning or logic. By the time we arrived at Golden Elm, we only had 20 minutes left for visiting hours. My bad, excuse me.
We're here to see Thomas Prescott.
Kimber told the nurse at the front desk. We let her do the talking since she had a disarming, old-fashioned charm about her that put people in a friendly mood.
Oh, Tom.
Oh, Tom. Oh, I'll let you handle it.
No, you got it. I've been taking a lot of voices.
Oh, Tom. Wow. He hasn't had a visitor since Christmas when the sun came up. Sign the check-in sheet and take a visitor sticker. Your family then. Oh my God, do you know where his room is?
The nurse arched a thin, suspicious eyebrow. You know, it's perfect, because a nurse would be someone that smoked 50 packs a day.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm sorry, we don't.
Kimber apologized.
My mother has been asking me to check on my great uncle while he's away doing doctors with boarders. While she's away doing doctors with boarders. I should have gotten more info from her, but you know, she only has so many minutes to go home.
2.
Of course, dear. Let me get you something.
I just fucking died.
No, that was great. An orderly led us to Tom Prescott's room, which we found empty. He pointed down the hall and said,
He likes to read in the sunroom.
We walked down the hall and found an old, thin man sitting alone and whispering to himself. He was sitting at a table in front of a backgammon board, moving chess pieces around it. Come on,
Tom Prescott?
Kimber said, smiling. He didn't look up, and I wondered if he heard her at all. Kimber took a deep breath to try again, but the old man suddenly slammed his fist on the table.
I'm him, goddammit. I'm Mr. Thomas Prescott. Don't call me Tom. People's kids used to have more respect.
I'm sorry, sir.
Kimber said, gentle as she sat down in the chair opposite from him.
You kids have no respect. You even know who I am. It's my son that's done it. That boy's mama should have whipped him, but she was soft. And now he's gonna ruin my own town spreading his vulgarity and disrespect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our apologies, Mr. Prescott. We never meant to be disrespectful. We greatly admire you. You're the man who built our town. Turned it into what it is today. Everyone remembers that. Trisking was suffering, and the town was dying. Then you fixed it. We know that.
I did what I had to.
The old man grumbled.
It was my town. It still is. Who are you, little girl, to come in here and suggest otherwise?
No, that's not what I said.
Kimber changed tactics.
And as for who we are, we're Mira and McCaskey's kids. Do you remember the McCaskies?
Huh? So you're Ada's granddaughter. That explains why you're not there. We exchanged puzzled looks. We're right here, Mr.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
We're right here, Mr. Prescott.
Kimber said.
You know what I meant, young lady. They all know. They know I rescued the town. That's my town. Of course, they were going to let me do anything I wanted as long as the money kept coming in. That's why it's my town.
Is the money still coming in?
Kimber tested.
Well, you're still here, aren't you? They didn't like it, but they took the money. They didn't know. Not everything they didn't, but they respected some. And they must have been okay with it because they kept electing Clary, and they kept taking the money.
Prescott picked up a pawn and ran his fingers over it as he talked.
It's just a powder, you know. So unassuming. A fine, soft powder. The powder doesn't know what it is. It doesn't know it's bad. It's the people who say it's bad. But it needed to be done. You know that, Ada? You know we had to do it.
Kimber hooked him in.
I know. that too. But it's your son. But it's your son. I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Well, of course he is. Yep.
The elderly Prescott slammed his fist on the table again, and 2 rooks tumbled to the floor.
They were mine! They took them from me! They thought he could do it better, but he took mine and ruined my legacy. Decades of work and now it's all run by the powder. It's the dust of the corrupt and crumbled empire.
What about the skinned men? I asked, caught up in the moment.
What are you talking about, boy?
He growled. In the treehouse, the triple tree. What is it? What is it for?
Triple tree? I didn't authorize that. We paid triple the price, but it was only for a short while. When things were slow, we certainly never charged triple. That was bad business.
Where is Bort?
Has my idiot boy been telling you that? Did he offer you triple for him? He's been ruining my town, isn't he? God damn it, Jimmy! You get him in here either. Get my boy on the phone. You tell Jimmy I want to talk to him. You tell him they're still mine.
It's like having a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, he's panicking, bro.
Kimber jumped up and Kyle pushed her behind him as the old man rose to his feet, tall and imposing. We were backing toward the door when the orderly came in with a disapproving look on his face and shooed us out. Long after we made it to the lobby, we could still hear Tom Prescott yelling for his son. The ride home was... That voice took a lot out of me right there at the end. I knew that this man was getting pissed off by reading it. The ride home was quiet, and I spent it trying to fit the pieces of the puzzle together. The skin men, the triple tree, the shiny gentleman, the powder. These things seemed to have been pulled blindly from the ether, random and meaningless. The veil over my eyes was thick and heavy, but I was closer to Borrasca than I ever been before. I could feel it all around me, but I couldn't see it. I could almost touch it, but I couldn't yet comprehend it. I suddenly realized that Kyle was pulling over off the road, and I snapped out of my contemplation. He put the car in park and turned around to look at me in the back seat. Is this really about Whitney, Sam? Yes. Kimber watched us with worried eyes. Why do you think that? The cops? I mean, even your father confirmed that Whitney ran away. I don't believe them, I said through clenched teeth. Look, Sam, we're getting pretty deep in here, and I'm with you every step, but I have to know that there's a reason we're doing this. And pulling Kimber in too, I have to know this is important for you for the right reasons and not just an obsession. I looked out the window and realized he pulled over the nearest West Rim Prescott Ore trailhead. He was right to worry and even more to be protective of Kimber. Kyle was thinking it, and so was I. The powder. If Borrasca really did involve moving mass amounts of drugs, did I want to involve my friends any further? This wasn't their fight. I loved these people. Could I really risk their safety for my own curiosities and vendettas? But as hard as I wished I could let them go, I knew I needed them. I have to know what really happened to Whitney, I whispered. Kyle turned back, and without a word, and Kimber placed her hand on mine. I jerked my hand away and crossed my arms, and then immediately apologized. Kimber just smiled in a forgiving sort of way. Kyle sighed. Sam. He was interrupted by the piercing ring of Kimber's phone. She scrambled for her cell to silence, but when she saw the name on her phone, she quickly answered.
Dad? Wait, what do you mean? Dad? No, wait, slow down. Hello?
She took the phone away from her ear.
Something happened to my mom and she's at the hospital.
Tears filled Kimber's soft green eyes. Kyle threw the car in gear and screeched up the parking lot. We made the 10-mile trip to the hospital in as many minutes, which was criminally fast on surface streets. Kyle stopped the car at the emergency entrance, and Kimber and I ran inside. The deputy was waiting there. He refused to answer Kimber's desperate questions as he led us further. When the deputy swung open the doors, I saw my dad standing next to Kimber's, and I braced myself for the worst. Kimber's dad took her in one direction, and my dad took me in the other. Before he said a word, I saw Kimber crumble to the floor on the other side of the room. I looked at my dad hopelessly, and he gave me a sympathetic nod, and I pulled me into the hug. We sat down in the corner, and I stared at my hands as he quietly explained that Miss Deserato had gone grocery shopping around 1 o'clock, come home, put the groceries away, and made 2 lasagnas and a meatloaf and put them in the freezer. Then she got in the car, drove to the hospital, parked in the shade, took the stairs up 7 floors of the roof, and jumped off of it. She lived long enough to apologize to the EMT who found her. I watched Kimber fall apart as her mother's body slowly grew cold in the morgue 1 floor beneath us.
Damn.
Fuck, what an ending! Ooh.
Damn.
That was a good chapter.
Yeah,
Holy
man.
shit, that one really shook some shit, you know? That one was really just finding the puzzle pieces and kind of hitting us with some bad news and shit, giving us some more detail about some things, and I feel like next chapter is when shit's gonna start coming together, you know?
Yeah, can we just talk about the fact, just this last paragraph? She made 2 lasagnas and a meatloaf, put them in the freezer, and then went and jumped off the roof and didn't even immediately go pass, but had time for her depression to kick in and go, I'm sorry, before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Depression's crazy,
I don't know.
especially back then when they
I-
couldn't really treat it.
I don't know if I'd be able to eat those lasagnas or that meatloaf.